So let's start the visualization in Python Tutor. We are going to call the isUpper function with the argument little b. So we know that from the main we are going to jump to the isUpper function. This has got a parameter c which is currently uninitialized, but it is going to get the argument little b in a moment. So when I click on next, I will actually go into the function body, and you can see that the parameter c is initialized to the character little b. And now I wish to return this value. And of course we know that little b is not an uppercase letter, so it should not lie in this range. By the way, in Python and in C, I can compare characters using less than or equal to, and so on. The reason I can do so is that in C, car is actually like a small integer. It actually can be treated either as the letter or as the ordinal value of that letter. So this comparison over here is just doing integer comparison. So hopefully the logic here should be correct, because it turns out that the ordinal value of little b does not lie in the range between the ordinal value of capital A and the ordinal value of capital Z. It turns out the lowercase letters have an ordinal value that is larger than all the uppercase letters. So we're expecting this to return false, which, as I said, is 0. So hopefully this should print 0 when we jump out of this function. Again, Python Tutor doesn't show us the return value, but when we print it out, we see that it is 1. Why did this happen? Well, when we clicked on Visualize Execution, did we remember to scroll down and look for warning messages? So let's take a closer look at this warning message. The statement says, comparison of constant 90 with Boolean expression is always true. What does this mean? This is very, very hard for us as a beginner C programmer to understand. And unfortunately, the C compiler often produces these very difficult to understand messages. Firstly, what is this constant 90? We don't obviously see a constant 90. Well, it turns out that the ordinal value of capital Z is 90. So now it's saying that it's comparing this 90 with Boolean expression. What does that mean? Well, the way this is being evaluated in C, since this is a complex expression involving multiple operators, this expression is evaluated first by comparing the ordinal value of capital A with the ordinal value of the character that is given, the C parameter. And that result is the Boolean value that is being mentioned over here. So that Boolean expression is always going to be either 0 or 1. And what the compiler is telling us is that, look, that value is always going to be 0 or 1, and now you are comparing it with the constant 90, which is always true, because 0 is less than or equal to 90, and 1 is less than or equal to 90. So the problem is that this expression does not mean what it means in Python. In Python, this is checking if C is greater than or equal to capital A and it is less than or equal to capital Z. But in the C programming language, it means check if this first expression is less than or equal to this second expression. And that is not what we want. So we would have to edit this code. Let's do that now in Python Tutor.